have Dr. Shweta Hegde from India, an Ayurvedic doctor who has a lot of clinical experience practicing Ayurveda for 7+ years. And she's a gold medalist in post-graduation studies. She completed her studies, her master's degree in Samhita Siddhant from Amrita School of Ayurveda as well. So she has a lot of experience, both clinically and doing presentations of Ayurveda. And I am very fortunate to have Dr. Hegde here with us today for giving us a recipe class, which is a very unique one because she's not just going to show recipes. She has a video that she will share how to do it, but she's going to share the Ayurveda principles behind it. And we're going to have it every month. So I look forward to having you guys here with us on the recipe classes, where we not just learn how to cook, but we learn why it is important to cook in a way and why it's important according to your conditions, your doshas, how you could manipulate the same dish and the combinations and how it impacts your body system. So thank you so much, Dr. Shweta. I'm going to pass on the mic to you. I don't want to waste too much time. Thank you. So,
okay. So thank you, Gauri, for the nice introduction. So hello, everyone. So this is one of the unique program which we can say, which is started like a cooking recipe with the principles of Ayurveda. So before going to the cooking recipe, or before going to understand the recipe, so let us understand what is Ayurveda and what are the importance of Ayurveda, and how to understand which food is good or which food is not good. So let us start with the screen sharing. So today we are going to cook healthy and tasty moong dal khichdi. So you can see in the image, by seeing image itself, it looks very tasty, yummy, and healthy also. So before that, we will understand what is Ayurveda and what is the importance of Ayurveda. So Ayurveda is considered by many scholars to be the oldest healing science. So in Sanskrita, Ayurveda means the science of life. So here it is not only like particular to the disease, or we can say only giving the medicines or only giving the treatment and all, but Ayurveda also tells us how
Dr.
to maintain the
just one moment. Somebody's saying they cannot hear. Is that a problem with everybody, or is it just Sigrid, you have a problem? Is everyone able to hear Dr. Hegde?
Yep, I can hear her.
Yeah, I can hear her.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear her as well.
Okay. Okay. Maybe Sigrid, maybe you need to raise the volume in your computer, I believe. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, Shweta. She's not able to hear. Is your computer close enough, Shweta?
Yeah, even I'm also not able to hear you correctly. I think there's network issue or something.
There's network issue. Okay. I can hear you really well. I think you can go ahead right now because everybody's able to hear. Sigrid, we will share the recording on YouTube. So in the recording, you should be able to hear, but try your best to understand from the slides. And if you have a question at the end, you can definitely ask Dr. Hegde. But we will share the recording. Thank you. Okay, Dr. Hegde, please. So I'm so sorry. Please continue.
Yeah, no problem. So as I was saying, Ayurveda is the meaning of Ayurveda is science of life. So that means it is not only particular to the disease or the medicines or the treatment. So it is also related to the how to strengthen our body, how to strengthen our mind, and how to strengthen ourselves in day-to-day life. So that's why Ayurveda is considered as one of the mother of all healing. So it is like a mother. So how mother helps us to strengthen from all sides. So she always protect us, she always support us. So in the same way, Ayurveda principles are also having the same motto, that is, they always helps us to protect and support from the unhealthy conditions and from the bodily discomforts. So Ayurveda places a great emphasis on the prevention and encourages the maintenance of health through close attention to balance in one's life. So that is, as I said, because of the diet, because of the lifestyle, and because of the positive thinking, and because of some of the herbs. So Ayurveda, it is not only for the disease, but every day we can adopt Ayurveda principles, and we can maintain or encourage the maintenance of our health. So for example, daily regimens. So there are different daily regimens are mentioned, which helps us to protect our facial region, or protect our hair, or protect our skin, etc. So knowledge of Ayurveda enables one to understand how to create this balance and consciousness according to one's own individual constitution. So we know that we all are different. So even though we are a human being, but we all are different in particular quality or particular characteristics and all. Why? Because there are three important factors which helps us to define, or which helps us to differentiate from one person to another. So for example, now Gauri is different, and Melanie is different, Pranav is different, and I am different. So our hair structure will be different, our skin will be different, even our body structure will be different. So this is called as individual constitution. So just as everyone has a unique fingerprint, so each person has a particular pattern of energy. So that means when we say this, so this is very important in the cooking also. For example, now broccoli may be good for me, but broccoli may not be good for you. So why? Because there is different factors which are involved in the body. So that's why it is very important to understand the constitution of our own, and based on that we have to go for the diet, or we have to go for the modification of lifestyle, etc. So, as I said, Ayurveda identifies three basic types of energy, or the functional principles that are present in everyone and everything. So, there are no single words in English. So, we cannot say like what are they in the English or in any other language, but we can only use the words Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. So, these are the basic biology of the body. So, these are the basic factors or the functional principles which are present in everyone's body. So energy is required to create movement, so that fluids and nutrients to get that ability to enabling the body function. Energy is also required to metabolize the nutrients and cells, and is called for to lubricate and maintain the structure of the cell. So this is the function of the cell, or the mechanism of the cell functioning. So the same thing Vata, Pitta, and Kapha will also do in our body. So that is, Vata is always the movement. So it always helps to carry all the fluids, tissues, blood, etc. And Pitta is the energy of digestion, or it is the metabolic activities. And for the lubrication, Kapha is very important. So that's why Vata, Pitta, Kapha, all three are always present in everyone's body, and they help for the proper functioning of the body, and also for the proper movement, or proper the stimulation of energy. They will always help. So it is just like when you buy a bike, when you buy a bike or when you buy a car. So definitely you have to check all the ingredients, right? All the factors you have to check, whether the wheels are proper, or whether the steering is proper, or uh, petrol is there or not, oil is there or not, brake is working or not. So in the same way, in our body also, always we have to focus on vata, pitta and kapha, and we have to understand whether they are functioning well or not. So if they are not functioning well, then we have to modify, or we have to bring them to normal by the proper diet and proper lifestyle. So that means every day if we take oily food, or if you take spicy or masala items, etc., so what happens is definitely there will be the abnormality in the vata, pitta, kapha based on the qualities. So that's why it is very important to have a healthy diet and healthy lifestyle. So this is about vata, pitta and kapha. So for now I'll just introduce in the basic way, but as the classes goes on, so definitely we can understand in deep also. So to understand how, so I said vata, pitta and kapha. So these are the three factors which we have in our body. So just understand how they are formed and what are the functioning of that, and when they are in balance or when they are out of balance, so what happens in our body. So as I said, vata is the subtle energy which is associated with the movement. So usually all the three vata, pitta and kapha, they are made up of five elements. So five elements, they are the space, air, earth, fire and water. So these are the five elements which are considered very important in Ayurveda. So the whole earth or the whole world is made up of five elements. So by that five elements, these three factors are also derived. So so that is the formation of vata, pitta and kapha. So vata is, as I said, it is associated with movement. It is composed of space and air. So space, as it is space, so we cannot see vata because we cannot see space also. And air is always moving. So vata is also having the function of movement, always movement. So it also governs breathing, blinking, and muscle and tissue movement, and pulsation of the heart, and all the movements in the cytoplasm and the cell membrane. So even though the water, if it should move in the body, so vata is definitely needed. So when it is in balance, that is when your vata is normal, so then you can have the functions like creativity and flexibility. And when it is out of balance, then you can see fear, anxiety, gastric problem, etc. So these are the some basic intro about vata. And the next one is pitta. So pitta always expresses the body's metabolic system. So pitta is made up of fire and water. So fire is always helps for the transformation, and water is also for the movement and the transformation. So that's why pitta is related to the metabolic system. So pitta always governs digestion, absorption, assimilation, nutrition, metabolism, and body temperature. So in Ayurveda, whenever any health condition or any disease happens, so usually we first try to understand the digestion capacity, or we try to understand the uh, status of digestion fire, because we say all the diseases or all the health conditions happen because of the digestion fire itself. So this is the root cause. So that's why it is very important to make pitta in a normal state. In balance, pitta promotes understanding and intelligence, and when out of balance, it arouses anger, hatred, and jealousy. So this is the body constitution based. So that is when you have pitta prakriti, or when you are pitta constitution, so you can see you will be having a lot of intelligence, and you will be having a lot of understanding, and the stand also, or the supporting nature also. And the next one is kapha. So kapha is the energy that forms the body structure. So bones, muscles, tendons, and provides the glue that holds the cells together. And it is formed from earth and water. So we know earth is heavy and water is having a little of binding activity. So that's why in between the joints or in the bones or in the muscles, kapha is always present. And it also supplies the water for all bodily parts and system. So it lubricates the joints, moisturizes the skin, and maintains the immunity. In balance, kapha is expressed as love, calmness, and forgiveness. When it is good out of balance, it leads to attachment, greed, and envy. So here we can understand that vata, whenever there is a pain, if the person is having severe pain in any joints or in any body part, so we say that vata is totally out of balance. And when there is a digestion issue, or when there is a acidity, or there is a burning sensation, then we can say pitta is out of balance. And when there is a heaviness of the body or the loose motion, vomiting, so then we can say kapha is out of balance. So these are the three simple factors where we can understand vata, pitta, and kapha. So now let us go to the recipe. So that is the moong dal or the yellow lentil khichdi. So khichdi, why I choose here, because khichdi is one of the safest and healthiest recipe which everybody can have, because it also helps for the proper digestion, and it also helps to balance all the three doshas, that is vata, pitta, and kapha, because the ingredients are like that. So first we'll see what are the ingredients. So we have to take rice 1 cup, so moong dal or yellow lentil 1 cup, then water 6 cups, and chopped vegetables 1 cup, cumin seeds, turmeric powder, ghee, curry leaves, coriander leaves, and cashew, and oil. So in oil also we have to use cold pressed oil. We should not use any other oil, because cold pressed oils are very healthy and they helps to prevent the buildup of cholesterol also. So that's why it is better to use oil or the cold pressed oil. So
Excuse
first
me.
we'll see
Sorry, there's a question. We will take questions at the end, Riddhi.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Shweta.
yeah. So first we'll see the method of preparation through the photos, then we'll see the video. So first you have to wash rice and wash yellow lentils thoroughly and soak them for 30 minutes. So why washing is important? Because in many times there will be some insects, or there will be some sticks or some dust particles will be present in the rice or lentil, etc. Even when you wash and soak for them for 30 minutes, so they will become very soft. So even sometimes what happens, we urgently when we do rice or when we cook the dal, so sometimes they will become very hard, they won't cook properly. So when you soak them at least for 30 minutes, so they will become very soft, and it is easy to cook also, and they will be very light for digestion also. So that's why it is very important to soak rice and yellow lentil at least for 30 minutes, and try to soak in a separate vessel, because rice is totally different and lentil is totally different, because lentil will be having a sort of smell, and it will be little frothy also. So when you soak them, so it will go off. And rice anyways there will be no smell, but that's why it is very important to soak them separately when preparing the khichdi or any other item with these two ingredients. And if you feel that because of rice I may get weight, or I may gain weight, or like that, then you can use rice less, and you can use yellow lentil more also. Otherwise you can have both of them in equal quantity. And the next one is vegetables. So here you can use your likable vegetables. It is not compulsory that you have to use the vegetables which are mentioned here, but you can use your likable vegetables. So that also you have to wash them thoroughly and cut into small pieces. The only thing is don't forget to add ginger. Why? Because ginger is having the very good function on all the three doshas. So that is all the vata, pitta and kapha, and they also help for the proper digestion, and it also prevents the gastric problem. So for some people, when they have any dal or any lentil or anything, so they suddenly start getting gastric problem, they suddenly start getting lot of burps and all. So when you add ginger to this khichdi, so there will be no problem happens like that. So next, just keep the cooker on the gas and just heat it. Then add 2 tablespoons of ghee. So why ghee? Because many of us have wrong belief that whenever we have ghee, we gain weight or it will increase the cholesterol and all. But definitely ghee never increases the cholesterol, and it also never helps to gain the weight. So ghee is one of the ingredient which helps to strengthen the digestion fire. So you can see whenever there is some puja or homa happens, or whenever there is some worship happens, so usually they add ghee to the fire. So when they add ghee to the fire, suddenly the fire will become more. So in the same way, in our body also, when we use ghee, so it definitely helps to strengthen the digestion fire, and it also helps to have the proper digestion, but it never have the any relation with the weight gain. So that's why you can use ghee without any worries, and also it helps for the proper bowel movement. You can have a good motion also. So heat the cooker and add 2 teaspoons of ghee, and just wait till the ghee gets warm and melt. And after that, just add soaked lentils and rice and just stir it for 2 minutes in a mild flame. So use in a mild flame only. Don't use a very strong flame, because they may start getting burnt also. So try to use a mild flame, and then add chopped vegetables and just stir it for 3 minutes. So why this stirring? Because when you do this, so the ghee will get the vegetables, the lentils, rice, everything will start absorbing the ghee, and they will become soft. And after that, add 2 teaspoons of turmeric. So when you add 2 teaspoons of turmeric, even though it is for the taste enhance, but turmeric is also having the very good property of antiseptic property. So definitely it helps to remove the toxins if is present in your body. So that's why you can add 2 teaspoons of turmeric and then just stir it for 3 minutes. Then add 6 cups of water. Why? Because this is one of the not the solid food, it's one of the semi solid food. So that's why you have to add. So if you are taking 2 cups of rice and 2 cups of no 2 cups of rice and yellow lentil, that is one cup each. So for that you have to at least add 4 times of water. So that's why you can add 6 cups of water and stir the mixture well. And when it starts to boil, so just close the lid and allow for whistling for 5 times or 6 times, and then just allow it to cool down. So why whistle also for 6 times? Because it will become very soft and it will be very well cooked. So once that is done, just heat the pan and add 2 teaspoons of cold pressed oil and 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, cashew and curry leaves, and also chopped onions. So one by one, you have to add and just fry it. So when the onion becomes soft and there is no smell, so then you can just turn it off, and you can add that tadka to the khichdi, that is the mixture, and just cook it for 5 minutes. You can add salt also here. You can just taste the khichdi and you can see if the salt is less, then you can add the salt and just cook it for 5 minutes. So when you are cooking, there will be watery layer will come. So when it starts coming, so then you have to understand, yes, the khichdi is ready. Then you can garnish with the coriander leaves and you can have it. When it is hot itself, you can have it. Then only it will be very good. Otherwise, if you cook for morning and if you eat in the evening or if you eat in the afternoon, that is not good. So when it is hot itself, when you have it, so definitely it will be very good for your health also, and it tastes very yummy also. So when we see the health benefits of this khichdi or the ingredients of this khichdi items, so yellow lentil is a rich source of various nutrients, including proteins, complex carbohydrates, minerals, and vitamins. So this is the diet which we daily use. Like we need proteins, carbohydrates, minerals, vitamins, etc. So that is the one of the health benefit which we can say here. And it also useful in the diabetes as it helps to lower blood glucose levels due to the presence of antioxidants. So in a diabetic patient, usually we say that avoid rice, but you can give this khichdi like weekly once or monthly twice, like that. So definitely it will helps to lower the blood glucose level. And also it aids in the weight loss by lowering the cholesterol levels. So as I said, the ginger, ghee, etc., so they helps to lower the cholesterol level. So in that way it will helps to lose the weight also. According to Ayurveda, it is one of the absorbent in nature which helps to manage the diarrhea. So if you are having loose motion or if you are having, there is some stomach upset, so then also you can have this khichdi. So this will helps to prevent them. It is beneficial in wound healing due to its anti-inflammatory and astringent property, and it also helps in the managing skin infections as it has antimicrobial properties. So that means if the person is having skin problems, like often getting pimples or often getting boils or rashes or itching, etc., so in that people also you can give this moong dal khichdi. And as I said, it will help to eliminate the accumulated toxins from the mind and body tissue. So whenever you have this khichdi, you feel very much refreshed and you feel very much happy. So that is the uh, reason why it helps to eliminate the toxins. And it also improves the digestion and restore the regular bowel movements, and it helps to remove the heaviness or the congestion in the body. So as I said, it will helps to body weight or weight loss, and it helps to improve the energy and vitality. And definitely it is promotes overall health of one person. And this food you can cook any season, like it is not particular to one season. So in Ayurveda there are seasonal foods are also mentioned. Now for example, in summer we can use mango as a seasonal fruit, so in the same way. But this khichdi or this meal you can use any season, so you can prepare any time and you can have it. So this is about the khichdi recipe. So along with that, I'll just tell one of the rules which is mentioned in Ayurveda for healthy eating. So as I said, so what happens when you are not hungry? Okay, and if you have some food, even though the food is tasty, you won't feel that taste. You won't feel that refreshness because you're not hungry. So that your mind and body doesn't want anything. So that's why it is very important. You have to eat only when you are hungry, and eat in a calm and comfortable place. So it's always important. It's like when you eat roadside, sometimes you feel the vomiting sensation or you feel there is some disturbance in your body. So that's why it's very important to eat in a calm and comfortable place. And the next one is eat the right quantity. So always remember how much your stomach needs, that much only you have to eat. It's not like the plate is full and I have to finish it. So always we have to eat the right quantity, then only the digestion will happen smoothly. And the next one is eat warm meals. So as I said, so try to avoid having cold food or cold compressed and all. So always try to have warm meals and eat quality food. So always whatever you are using, wash it thoroughly and clean them, and then only you have to take that. Be present when you eat. So nowadays it's like we watch mobile, we watch TV, and we watch laptop, and in between we eat. So we don't sometimes we don't understand what we are eating also. So that's why the mind should always be present when we are eating. And the next one is don't eat too fast or too slow also. So when you eat too fast, so the chewing will not be happen properly, and there will be the disturbance in the digestion. And when you eat very slow, so there will be formation of the gas. So that's why it is very important. And eat at the regular time. So try to maintain a regular time for the eating. So breakfast, lunch, dinner. So the particular time if you follow, so definitely you can be stay healthy. So this is about the recipe. So now let us see the video.
Are you able to share, Dr. Shweta?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you take it back? We didn't see the whole thing. Okay, yeah, good. I cannot hear the soundtrack either. I think it's just a music behind.
So I hope everyone is having water in their mouth by seeing the recipe. Yeah. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me now.
I think Riddhi has a question. I actually have a question as well because let's go with Riddhi. She had a question first, so let's go with her.
Yeah, sure.
Hi, good evening. Thank you,
Yeah, good
Dr.
evening.
Shweta. It was a very nice, informative session. I'm looking
Okay.
forward for more of such kind of information. So I had one question, which was regarding the oils.
Yeah.
Uh, you said cold pressed oils, like here in US, there is like a lot of canola oil and stuff like that. So we are using canola oil. So is it a good oil to use, or is there anything better?
So, like when you are using that oil, are you feeling any health discomfort or any health related problems?
So I'm not sure about that, but my husband is having high cholesterol.
Okay.
So he also has a lot of other stuff like, the cheese and all, but I don't know
Mhm.
because of that oil, or, he likes to eat all fried foods as well, but not much. It's very decreased right now. But,
Okay.
and how many times should we use the same oil for frying? That is also one of my question.
So actually, we should not use same oil for frying every time. So
Like,
once you, yeah.
so once if we have used, we have to discard it, or we can use it one more time.
Actually, only once you have to use. If you are using oil for frying one time, so you should not use again. It means we say that don't reheat the oil.
Okay.
Always you should use only one time if you are frying oil. So it's better to use only one time, and you can go for this olive oil also. Like you can go for from canola to olive oil. So or you can use ghee itself for frying, means not for the big items frying, but if you are using a small amount of oil, so instead of oil you can use ghee also.
Yeah, I
Canola
would.
oil is fine to use, or corn oil or peanut oil, or so many oils are there. It's sometimes very confusing what to buy.
Mhm. So peanut oil is fine, but olive oil is also fine. And if he's having cholesterol, I think you can go for olive oil or peanut oil, but don't go for any other like coconut oil and all. Okay.
Okay,
So for
thank you.
cholesterol, people should not go for coconut oil.
Yes. Yeah.
And also, like like canola oil, I think that I've heard that because it's refined oil, so I would definitely say it should not be used because it's refined, and we are seeing a lot of health problems coming out of refined oils
Yes.
now. So better to use ghee. I don't buy anything else except ghee. Like I use only ghee for all my cooking. But I've
Oh,
heard
okay.
But I've heard that olive oil has a lower smoking point also. So frying you cannot do in olive oil at all
Mhm.
because its smoking point is very low compared to ghee. So, but refined oils, like I've heard so many doctors now, even like India Ayurveda, that it's creating more problems than good because the way I've seen all the videos now, how they are refining in factories. So best to make ghee at home. I had another question for you, Dr. Shweta. Like you talked about diabetics should not take too much khichdi because of rice content. They can still take it, but they should have the ratio different, like 2:1 of dal to rice, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can they take parboiled rice that they have in India? Can they take, they even have it here, like parboiled
They
rice?
can have, they can have brown rice, or they can have boiled rice, or there is one more small rice, millet rice will get. So that also they can use other than white rice.
So they can use that on a daily basis with like
Yeah,
less rice,
yeah,
more dal, right?
yes, yeah.
Diabetics is more like a kapha problem. Like,
So diabetics, like yeah, kapha is the main thing, because there will be the moisture content will be more, and kapha and pitta. So both are involved in the diabetic patient. So that's
okay.
why we say that they should not have very heavy food items and all, which is heavy to digest.
Okay. Sigrid had questions, but Pranav has raised the hand. I'll ask Sigrid questions next after Pranav. So Pranav, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, thank you for first of all holding this meeting, doctor. I really appreciate it. I've learned a lot. The question that I have is one of the points that I saw you said eat warm foods, but here in Toronto, there's a lot of salad bars, and we like to create salads which are made out of just raw vegetables and avocados and kale and lettuce. So, what are your thoughts on eating foods that are not cooked under a cooker? And the second question that I also had was, in order to balance the Vita, Pitta, and Kapha, what are your thoughts on fasting and prolonged fasting to bringing the body into that balanced state?
See, actually, fasting is like giving what to say. One thing we can say, it is like helps to rest our whole body system. Okay, and one more thing, we have to understand how much is our capacity for fasting. So even though I can say that I can do fasting for 2 days, 3 days, and all, but it should not be in our capacity. So that's why we have to understand our capacity. And when you do fasting, right, when you after doing fasting for at least 6 hours, so once you pass motion, okay, so why? Because whatever toxins present in the body, it will go out. So once that motion is passed, you can understand your fasting is success. Then you can have a very light food. It's not like you should not have very heavy food, but you should have a very light food. So even in the when you have fever also, so usually fasting will be very good. So within a day you can get rid of the fever, because fever is we say it is because of the free radicals accumulation, or the accumulation of toxins only causes the fever. So that's why fasting is one of the um, best way in that condition. And if you go for too long fasting, so definitely vata will get aggravated. So why? Because all the channels will get empty, and there will be no food, there will be no fluids, there will be no tissues, etc. So water starts moving in all the channels. So because of that, you may feel bloating, you may feel burps, you may feel gastric problem and all. So that's why it is not good to have a long fasting. So at least you can have 6 to 8 hours of fasting.
I think
Thank
Pranav
you.
had also about raw food. Like, is raw food, because Ayurveda does not recommend too much raw food, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he's also asking about raw food, if those salad bars and just raw is better.
yeah. So actually in Ayurveda, we don't recommend raw food. Why? Because the when we have raw food, so again it will be very difficult to digest. So because we don't have that enzyme which helps for the digestion of the raw food, like leafy vegetables, if we take raw and all, so there is no enzyme, the enzyme is present which helps for the digestion. So that's why it is better to avoid raw food.
I think Sigrid has questions. I'm going to put her questions here. Um, uh, she says, how important is the cashew as it bloats her extremely? Can it be substituted? Can cashew be substituted with something in diet?
So cashew can be substituted with peanuts, like, but only thing is cashew, if you take raw, so definitely it will cause gas. But if you fry that in ghee, so the quality of the gastric will go out. So you can use that. So usually in Ayurveda we say samskara. So that is the transformation procedure. So now, for example, when we have rice, so definitely we cook that and we will have it, because there will be transformation of that rice into the this one, the cooked rice. So in the same way, if you are having cashew, but if you are having raw cashew, so definitely it will cause gastric. But if you cook that or if you fry that in ghee, so the quality of that causing gastric will go out. So like that you can use. If you don't like cashew, then you can have peanuts also, which is fried in ghee.
Sigrid has more questions here. She's asking, if we cook in the pressure cooker, will that alter the properties of the food? She's asking our ancient wisdom,
Yes, yes,
because we
yeah.
used to cook in mud pots, clay pots.
So usually in olden days, they used to cook in the open vessel, but nowadays we are using the cooker. So yeah, there will be alteration of the food quality. Like they will cook properly. So that is the one main reason.
They will cook properly, but in this age, like where we have no time,
Yes, yes.
it
Yeah.
is better to use pressure cooker to make it sure that it cooks fast. Otherwise, back in the day, we used to cook for a long time, and we used to cook on fire on woods, and we used to have mud pots, and it would cook well on it.
Yes,
But now we
yeah.
don't have time. So that's the biggest problem. She's saying, can she substitute garlic for onions? She's allergic to onions.
Okay. No, if you are allergic to onion, I think you can skip onion. There will be no problem. You can skip onion.
Is it okay to use garlic instead of onion?
Garlic is also 1 or 2 cloves, not more than that.
Mm, it doesn't go with the khichdi combination too well. Like, is there a
Yeah.
reason why garlic is not any reason for that?
So garlic, it's like for a person who is having dominant with pitta, so they start getting burning sensation when they use garlic, because garlic will be very hot in nature, so it will suddenly aggravates the pitta. So that's why garlic also, if you are using, we can use 1 or 2 cloves, not like the quantity of onion.
I think Sigrid has last question here. Raw food. She says that she learned that to balance the cold, astringent effects of raw greens, it is good to add some hot mustard to the dressing. Can you use some hot mustard on raw food and eat raw food? Is that okay?
So actually, raw food itself is not that good to have. But if you are using and if you are not having any discomfort, I think it's already habituated to your body. So it's you can have hot mustard, but like very less quantity, because mustard again it aggravates vata. So it's better to have a very small quantity, and definitely you can avoid raw food, like at least monthly once is okay, but not on everyday basis. It's better to not have raw food.
Riddhi, you have another question?
Yes, ma'am. So, doctor, I wanted to know, supposing, like in our religion, we are not eating onion, garlic, anything underground. So even the ginger that you recommend for digestions and everything, like, for having a harmonious digestion, is there any other substitute of ginger?
For ginger, actually, there is no substitute because ginger is one of the best medicine which we can have, and it's one of the very good herb also. So even if you take ginger raw, also you won't feel anything. Even after food, if after heavy meal, if you feel a lot of heaviness in your stomach, if you have a small piece of ginger also, you feel very much relaxed. Even the hot water which is added with ginger, so I don't think there is any substitute for ginger because we have substitute for onion, garlic, etc. But ginger, definitely it won't harm anyone.
What is the substitute for onion garlic?
So for onion and garlic substitute, we can say if you are allergic to garlic, then you can just go for the betel leaf. The last part will be there. It's a white color last part, so that you can use. Or for onion, so there is substitute like you can use some other vegetable, which is we can say potato, or we can say navel coal. So coal we say here. So that all are the substitute for the onion.
Okay. Thank you.
Hot in nature and which is sharp in nature.
Hot in nature.
Nature means the quality. So now, for example, when you have beetroot, you feel very much sweet, and when you have onion, you feel there is some watery in the eyes, or you feel there is some sudden hot in the mouth. So they are the nature of different vegetables.
Thank you.
Anyone else has a question? Melanie has a question here. She's asking, is it okay to have ginger in summer?
Yes, it will be fine, no problem. You can have ginger in the summer also.
Ginger is fine in summer
Only
also.
thing is, the quantity. So that is, you can reduce the quantity of ginger in summer, and you can take extra in the winter. So like that, you can have ginger in all the seasons, no problem.
Okay, Melanie, do you have your hands raised? Do you have a question?
Yeah, I just had another question about onions. So are green onions as good as Vidalias or white onions? Is there an onion that's better than another onion, or are they all good?
Green onion and the red. I think in India, we only have one type of onion, which is the purple one.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure if Dr. Hegde has heard about the green onions, the long ones.
The one which is we use for fried rice.
Yeah.
The green onion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that also you can use, no problem, because they will be not that hot. They will be sweet actually. So you can use them. The onions which are light sweet in nature, you can use them, no problem.
Okay, thanks.
Dr. Hegde, like people, because you talked about oil and you talked about olive oil is preferable for, if people are not using ghee. But like for cholesterol issues, should people try to avoid fried food?
So for cholesterol issue, yeah, definitely they have to avoid fried food, and also they have to go for more physical activity. Like if they have fried food, like occasionally once also, but they have to go for very long walking, or they have to go for yoga, or they can start practicing exercise. So usually by physical activity, we can lower the cholesterol very well, along with the diet restrictions.
But refined oils are not recommended at all, like canola refined.
Refined oils are not recommended. They can use the cold pressed oil or wood pressed oil. So they can use that oils.
Okay, but not fry, just for sauteing.
Yeah.
the
You can use
vegetables.
less quantity of oil. Yeah.
Okay. Because in my family also there has been cholesterol issue. So I don't eat
Mm-hmm.
fried food either. I avoid all fried foods because
Okay.
I know that because I can't afford to fry in ghee and
Mm-hmm.
it's very expensive. So I try to stick to sauteing in ghee, and ghee does not raise cholesterol, uh, has
Yeah.
not done
Ghee don't
so.
have
But still you cannot, but even if you have ghee and if you have cholesterol, you cannot still fry food in ghee every day. It's still going to, because it's still fat.
Yeah. Yeah. Means frying is difficult in ghee. Yeah. But you
But
can use cold pressed oil, so that's not a problem.
but you can still, like, even if you had a lot of access to ghee, can you still fry if you have cholesterol, or you should still limit the amount of ghee also?
No, in cholesterol, there will be no connection with the ghee. You can use ghee, no problem.
Is ghee.
There is sesame oil and the gingerly oil. Can they be used for sauteing?
Gingerly oil. Yeah,
Sesame.
gingerly oil also can be used, but gingerly oil actually, when you use gingerly oil internally, so it will helps to reduce the weight, and when you use gingerly oil externally, so it helps to gain the weight. So that is one of the concept given in Ayurveda. So you can use gingerly oil for frying. So means just for very small quantity, not for in the more quantity, but you can use gingerly oil.
Like what is internal and external? Could you please clarify that?
So gingerly oil, usually we go for the treatment purpose. So if the person is having a lot of body pain and all, so we tell them to go for a massage with gingerly oil. And if the person is having a lot of weight, then we say them to have gingerly oil in their cooking. So it will helps to reduce the weight if you take it internally. So that's the reason. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alright. For the
Okay.
massage, you mean the external massage and all that stuff.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Okay. And sesame oil, is that fine too?
Sesame oil, usually, like for some people, it won't be that much comfortable because they may start getting skin problems, or they may start getting headache, even acidity, etc. Because it's very hot and very sharp. So that's why we don't recommend sesame oil. So this one for this the purpose of cooking. Mustard oil.
Mustard oil is okay.
Yeah, mustard oil only is very sharp in nature, so it's better to not use mustard oil on daily purpose. You can go for cold pressed sunflower oil, or you can go for olive oil, or you can go for gingerly oil also.
Not sesame also, no.
Sesame and gingerly oil are the same.
Okay, sesame and gingerly are the same.
Yeah.
Okay, Melanie has a question.
Okay.
Yes, I just wondered, you mentioned the yellow lentils. I cook with a lot of green lentils as well. Are they as beneficial to a Pitta Vata as the yellow ones are?
So green lentil are also good. They are having a very cooling effect. So they help for the cooling of the body. And if you have a lot of pitta issues in your body, so definitely you can go for green lentil or the this one green grams.
Okay,
But
thank you.
try to avoid using sprouts, because sprouts again they are heavy to digest. But you can just soak them in for one night, and you can use them for different recipes.
Okay, thanks.
Pranav has a question.
Hi, I wanted to know, based on your experience, some of the symptoms that I noticed in the slides before of somebody being imbalanced in one of the three categories was mental health issues such as anxiety and anger, etc. So have you noticed with any of your patients or people, when they switched over to an Ayurvedic diet, they actually felt those symptoms go away?
So actually, when people comes to Ayurveda, it's like they will be like it's very difficult to convince them about diet, because we have very strict diet. Like we tell them to avoid the foods which like fried items or masala items, gravies and all. So, but once they start following this diet, so definitely they will be like. Even though without medicines itself, they feel a lot of relief from their health condition. So
Wow.
initially it's difficult to convince them, but once they convinced and once they start following that diet, so definitely even without medicines they feel a lot of relief. So that is one of the actually benefit which we have with Ayurveda diet.
And where can I look to learn how to eat this way? Is there a source or a book or anything that you would recommend to learn?
Okay. So regarding diet, yeah, there are a lot of books. So maybe I can share with you, maybe in the next class,
Okay,
or I can connect with Gauri, and yeah, I'll tell her. So related to the diet related books. Yeah.
thank you.
Okay.
Yes, it is very challenging in Ayurveda to convince because I've heard that when you have a detox in Ayurveda, then you are on strict fasting. But you said that ghee does not affect cholesterol, and it is very funny because somebody, my aunt, is a panchkarma specialist in India, and she healed someone with liver cirrhosis, which even doctors had said that it cannot be healed. So surgery was the next option, but he went for panchkarma, and she was saying, like I said that, but I asked her, you use ghee in your treatment? She's like, a lot. And because ghee has affinity for liver and brain, but then the diet is totally restricted, like fasting, like you make them vomit, you make them, like um, get out all the toxins, like ghee is doing the other job there with the herbs. So is there like a difference when you take ghee in Ayurveda's way? Like Ayurveda does not recommend eating puri in ghee, right? Because now ghee has other things combined with it, like wheat and flour and refined flours. So then there's, now you're not only taking ghee, but you're not taking the Ayurveda way of taking the herbs in ghee, where it is cleansing your liver. But now you're taking maida or wheat or something like that, the white flour or wheat or something, and it's going to, the combination itself of fried food is not going to be good with ghee also. Do you feel that that could be the case? Because ghee is used very heavily with herbs to cleanse your liver. But if you use the same ghee to cook unhealthy food, do you think that it would still remain healthy then, like puri and pakodi and all those things? Do you think it would still be healthy if the combination is wrong, or combination is like other things like this on a
No,
daily
actually,
basis? If
yeah. So when combination is wrong, definitely it will affect on health. So there is also one of the concept called incompatible foods. So there we can understand there are because of the different combination of different potency, or because of the combination of hot and cold food items or milkshakes, so they again they become the category of incompatible foods. And yeah, definitely they will one or the other day they will affect the health. It's not like immediate effect, but after a long time they start giving the effect. Yeah.
so, it's still not good to deep fry in ghee also on a daily basis or
No, no, no.
every other day, because the combination is not herbs. It's a different, like you're using other heavy items.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
which may not digest. That's great. Anyone has a question?
It just came out of the random question. So do you also recommend like knowing our dosha and then eating the way our body, it will suit our body? Like can you do any kind of a session on that, like how to recognize your dosha, like suppose if there is an imbalance and then correcting it through food?
Yeah, definitely. There are different diet or different food items are also mentioned for each vata, pitta, and kapha. So I think, yeah, we can take that in the coming sessions. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, we could probably plan a recipe next time for a particular dosha or something like that. That's
Yes.
more, and we could you could tell us how we could change the composition for other doshas, maybe,
Yeah.
or ratio. Like in this khichdi, the composition you had, this composition goes for all doshas, or should we change
Yeah,
the
yeah. It's
amount,
for all dishes.
even the amount of water, or like maybe some people can have more thick, or like some people should have more?
Actually, this khichdi is like very healthy. Like everybody can have. Like there is no problem because all the ingredients helps to manage all the three doshas and even water also. So everybody can have. There is no problem in that. Only thing is, if you feel white rice is not good for you, then you can use brown rice or you can use millet also.
Okay, so millet khichdi is also can be made.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Sigrid had one last question here. If she can add ghee to veggies after cooking.
So, if you are using ghee after cooking, you can use it for rice. Like the hot rice, you can just add 2 teaspoons of ghee and you can have it. Or you can use it for the sambar or curry, etc. You can just add 1 or 2 teaspoons of ghee and you can use it.
Okay. I think everybody is good now. Or is there any other question? Okay, so I think we would wrap up this class. I hope everyone enjoyed the class today and they are looking forward to the next month class with Dr. Hegde. I hope everybody learned something valuable. Thank you for attending.
Thank you so much. It was a great class. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot.
Thank you very much.
Okay. If you have any suggestion for next month recipe that you want to learn for a particular condition or a particular dosha or any type, then you can send me a message in email, and we could also let Dr. Hegde know we have another month to go. So you can obviously let us know, and whatever book Dr. Hegde will share, I will let you know, Pranav.
Yeah.
Thank you once again, everybody, for joining in.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Thank you. Thank you.